Hello, everybody, and welcome to SSL, the first season here, the StarCraft Starleague. I am here. My name is Brendan Valdez. I'm here with Moonglade today.
How you doing? How you doing, Valdez?
I'm so good, man. I'm so happy to be in this booth with you today.
Oh, I'm so excited for today, man. 3 ZVTs in a row. I couldn't ask for a better play day of the StarCraft Starleague.
Yeah.
And we're starting with some very interesting, we got very interesting players today. I mean, Scarlet. Everyone's going to be here to watch Scarlet. It's very exciting to see her play again. We haven't seen her play much in a while. She was going to play at IEM San Jose, but didn't get to, due to health issues, didn't get to play there. So it's going to be very interesting to see how she's performing. But long before that, we have we're starting off with Solar against Dream.
Yeah.
Oh, man, what a fantastic series. Solar, obviously playing very well. Last night, won the fight before Christmas from Base Trade TV's tournament. And looking very, very strong in the matchup. Granted, that did finish at about 3 a.m., so he might be tired today. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure these players are very used to staying up pretty late and playing a lot of games, but that is a best of 7.
Best of 7.
And that was ZVT.
ZVT, a night before he's got to play on stage a ZVT. Not kind of the best preparation, especially because it's broadcasted, and no doubt Yoda and his team were sitting there watching it. And not to mention,
Dream was sitting there on the couch eating some popcorn, watching Solar.
He would have figured
studying all his VODs.
7 games.
His coaches were watching as well. So.
Yeah, and probably the biggest matchup today, I'd have to say, is the world champion Life up against God, a.k.a. Flash. Yeah. That is going to be the sickest match. That's the middle match for today.
That is actually so hard to call for me as well. I mean, a guy like Flash, he's got so much experience. Everybody knows him. He's so comfortable in the booth. Life, very similar. He has a lot of experience, but I feel like playing slightly better these days. That's definitely going to be a very even match. I would not be surprised if that went to Game 5.
I would not be surprised.
We're going to have to wait for that, man.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
But it looks like we're jumping into some graphics here. We got actually the round of 32 matchups here. So yesterday we had Rogue versus Sulky, Classic versus Pure, and Terminator versus Tasia. The guys on the left all were able to win. And today, as we were mentioning, we do have Solar versus Dream in that first match, then going on to Life versus Flash in that second match here, match number 5. And then we got Scarlet versus TY in match number 6.
Yeah, 3 Zerg versus Terrans. Very exciting matchup. Very explosive. And, a lot of different play styles amongst these 6 players. They're going to be showing a wide range. And I'm very interested to see how Flash is going to be playing up against Life. After we saw Life play in a DreamHack winner, he actually showed some real weakness against 4GG's mech style. And we do know Flash likes to play mech, but not that often in recent times against Zerg. To see if he's going to adapt to that, Flash, probably one of the Terrans out there that doesn't really adapt that often.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, it could be good. Like we were saying, Life did show some weakness, but we don't see Flash play that mech all so often. He has played it a couple times in Pro League, but we will have to wait. We do have a closer look on today's matchups here. Of course, Solar from Samsung Galaxy Con and Dream from SKT just recently switching over teams. So we're going to have to see if that helped him out a bit. Dream, a guy who's always shown a lot of potential. He's been around the scene for a pretty long time here, but he hasn't had the biggest results.
Yeah, he's been around for a very long time. Originally on MVP, I even played him about 2 or 3 years ago, Brendan. I played him at IEM. So. And just to mention it, I did beat him 2-0. Yeah, just so you know. But he's come
just
a
so
long
everybody out there knows, just to get the record straight here.
He's come a long way since then.
Moonglade did beat him.
Yeah, once upon a time. And both, obviously qualifying for the SSL Dream. He's beaten some players. He beat Lacera, he beat Departure, and he's beaten Curious in recent times over the SSL qualifiers as well as the GSL qualifiers. So, he's showing promise there. He did fall to Sulky, but generally everyone falls to Sulky at some point.
Yeah.
As for Solar, obviously winning the fight before Christmas last night, 4-3, in a best of 7. That is very, very impressive, as well as defeating Sori in 2 best of 3s to get to the SSL. Yep. And defeating Gumiho in the GSL Code S qualifiers, which is also pretty sick.
Yep, very true. Well, we're getting a closer look here at Solar. Of course, he's from Samsung Galaxy Con. A lot of different records up here. Did pretty well in IM Season 9, Shenzhen.
Yep, he won DreamHack Stockholm over Sue, giving Sue another 2nd place.
Yeah, so funny there. Sue just cannot manage to grasp any of those wins. Solar,
it's a tragedy.
Able to take it away from him.
It is so sad, but
it really is.
It happens. It happens.
That's just another record on the players' list here we got today. Solar able to defeat a player like Sue, someone who's been so consistent, even though he's not able to get that championship. able to defeat him there in the finals there. Solar looking pretty good. And now we're going over to Dream here, now of SK Telecom T1.
Only one statistic, unfortunately. You know, he has had a bit of trouble travel under his name, but not really finding the results. Though, still, he's a very, very solid Terran, and no doubt about joining SKT is going to help his game tremendously.
Yeah, I feel like there's one team of the 8 we got here that's able to just like bring out the talent in some of these, you know, younger players. It's got to be SKT. And I was so happy when I saw that switch of him going over to SKT. I cannot wait to see what he has in store for us for this year.
Dream and his team obviously sat down last night, watched all 7 games of that. I might have said Yoda before I meant Dream. You guys know what I mean.
Yeah, we know what you mean, man. Well, we're taking a look at the maps here. Do have a couple of map bans. Nimbus here for Solar, and Deadwing for Dream. And then we're going into King Sejong Station, Catalina, Merry-Go-Round, Foxtrot Labs, and Overgrowth for the order of things here.
Yeah, not a bad map lineup. King Sejong, it would have to have been Solar's pick. Catalina, not really a map Zergs choose against Terran very often. It's not the best of maps. And Merry-Go-Round, the map that Solar ended up winning the fight before Christmas last night in that 7th game over Yoda.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
You know, that is the one positive I guess you can pull from this is, like, he was playing in a, you know, a very high stakes, you know, high adrenaline match up there in the finals. So at least he got his blood pumping as kind of a warm-up for today, whereas Dream, you know, maybe he's just been practicing a lot. He was in that one qualifiers here for the SSL. But outside of that, not so many of these games. I just saw State there in the audience.
I saw State and Scarlet, man. They're here. They're getting ready. And why not warm up by watching some of the top-level ZVTs?
Oh, yeah. Well, guys, we're going to get into match number 1 here, and set number 1 on King Sejong Station, Solar versus Dream. If you had to give it to one of these players, who would you say?
I honestly don't know. I mean, after seeing Solar last night playing so well, but Dream having 7 games to watch and kind of study Solar, it's going to be a very close match, Brendan.
That it will. Well, guys, let's jump into game number 1 here on King Sejong Station. Down here in the bottom right, in the red, the Zerg player, he is Solar. Looking good. He's had the same glasses now for about 2 years.
I guess that's pretty important to note. You know, his eyesight has remained the same. Top left, we do have Dream.
Yeah. Blue Terran player up here. Got his name all in caps. Looks good in the orange jacket.
Yeah,
quite good here.
Recently joining that Kesper team. Obviously, it's going to change everything. SKT seems like a pretty ruthless team to practice on. We did see a lot of players actually recently kind of move out of there with. Who do we see? We saw Sulky, Rain,
Bravo,
Parting.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
a lot of big names.
A lot of big names kind of moving out, but I mean, with that head coach Uwe, probably he's probably like old school kind of practice regimes, very hardcore. I wouldn't be surprised coming from the Brew War background like that.
Oh yeah, I would not be surprised. Those guys in the SKT house are practicing, you know, at least 12 hours a day, probably more. We're definitely going to see good games from most of those guys. But I guess let's go ahead and talk about what's going on in this game so far. We got a hatch first out of Solar here.
Yeah, going for that standard 15 hatch. Yeah, super standard on this map. I mean, it's very hard to kind of get rushed on this map.
Oh,
proxy still can happen. That's Stork on the right, talking to his mates.
His mates, indeed.
His good mates. And yeah, we're going to see standard sort of opening. Gas off the pool for Solar. And we're going to see Dream going for that Reaper expand, which is pretty much the one kind of build that Terrans do more than anything else, and it's just a very safe macro opening, and you get all the scouting you need as well as the map control with that Reaper until feelings are at around 6 minutes.
Yeah, good build to do on the first map. You know, try to get a feel for your opponents. Just get warmed up, you know, for the series. You don't want to do anything too crazy, you know. We have seen it before. Some players do like to play that style sometimes, but out of these two players, don't really see it too often, so this is kind of what I expected.
Yeah, I mean, it is a best of 5, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we do see a couple of shenanigans being done, especially from Dream. A couple of 2-racks proxies wouldn't go astray.
Would not be surprised.
This map there, yeah. I mean, it's probably a lot less likely, I would have to say.
And thinking about maps that it would be likely on, you know, maybe Overgrowth. That is the 5th map in the pool, so we may not even get there, you know.
Merry-Go-Round, another fantastic map for that kind of play.
And that's number 3, I believe, right, after Catalina?
Yeah. Yeah, that is right.
So, making that reactor on the barracks. Having that factory being made as well.
Going into that factory play. No doubt going to be the one Reaper into Marines. The build we see a lot more often these days. Popularized by Flash. It denies Overlord scouting a lot earlier on, as well as give you some extra Marines to defend if need be. And, you know, you get that reactor a little bit earlier for your factory. For those Hellions, you retake map control from the Speedlings with Reaper Hellion at some point. Try and stifle the creep as much as you can possibly can to that third base. Try and delay it.
Yeah, very solid build. I mean, it covers pretty much all the bases in terms of attack and defense here. Just getting to work on those back rocks already is Solar. May look to take a third base over there.
And we are seeing a Starport being added nice and early from Dream. I wouldn't be too surprised if we do see... We'll have to wait and see if it's going to be Banshee Hellion, or are we going to see some possible Hellbat shenanigans? Or it could even just be a drop. We do see actually Hellions as well as Marine drop on this map. But nothing being produced from the barracks, which kind of leads me to believe we're not going to see that exactly.
Yeah, we're just going to have to wait. So far, only 2 Hellions out here. Going to make 2 more. And no tech lab so far on that barracks.
Yeah, it's
to switch with the starport. So
Medivac going to be made.
Yep, there we go. We're going to see a drop here. Pretty common, you know, build for the map.
It's all going to come down to if we're going to see that armory or not. That's going to be the next step.
This sneaky Zergling trying to make his way in, but the depots are up.
Well, the best thing about that Zergling is it scouted the racks, and the racks had no add-on whatsoever. That is probably the biggest move of all. Big scout. Just a great suicide on the Zergling. And we are seeing that armory go down.
Try to come up here again. He just checks once again just to see what's going on. And even having these 3 Speedlings, he actually might just kill that mule. He does get it. That's a pretty good trade, I have to say.
Not a bad trade.
Some good scouting and the mule there.
So, no doubt, Solar knows something is going to come very, very soon. He is making that Baneling Nest only half done. And we are going to see Dream move across the map with 4 Marines as well as his Hellions. So it's going to be that Marine, maybe 4 to 6 Hellbat sort of timing, which can do a lot of damage, can kill and can cripple a Zerg if they're not suspecting it.
Oh, and we're seeing a follow-up here, actually. Immediately starts Cloak as well for the Banshees on the starport, we would have to assume. But look at this. Already one of the Queens going down here. The Baneling Nest just finishes now. The Banelings are being morphed, but is it too late? Already the Terran units are at the top of the ramp here.
Well, I mean, even if the Banelings do get finished, you can split up the Hellbats and very, very cost-efficiently kind of take the trades. So things are looking very, very bad for Solar in Game 1.
Yeah, already. But the Banelings do come out, and they all explode on like 1 Hellbat here. A couple of them do get a couple of the Hellbats in the back here, though, and a lot of these Queens coming in here, as well as Zerglings to follow up. He will eventually clean it up here.
Not taking too much economic damage, so very, very nice hold from Solar. Just having enough Queens and getting that Baneling Nest just in time.
Yeah.
He's going to follow up with a lot of Zerglings and apply the pressure, but luckily for Dream, he does have that Banshee coming out, and Cloak almost finishing as well, so he can apply some economic damage.
Yeah, but the Zerglings are streaming across the map. They're trying to get some more scouting information and possibly poke at that wall, but he does see there that it is blocked, and the Hellions are behind, so he will not be able to. One thing I do want to mention as well, the building placement of Solar was very, very nice as well. It really limited the movement of those Hellbats, not allowing them to split up. They were all scrunched in there between the Baneling Nest and one of those Evo chambers.
Yeah, fantastic SimCity for that kind of situation. And yeah, those Banelings, just enough of them to kind of get rid of the majority of the Hellbats.
Yep.
And now, though, we do see that Banshee, but a Spore Crawler very nicely timed.
Yeah, Solar's on top of it, man. It was looking pretty scary there when those Hellbats and some of the Marines came up there for the attack, but the Banelings morphed just in time. He's just barely holding everything off, and that's exactly what you want. You want to squeeze out as many drones as possible, get that economy as good as possible, while also being able to hold off these kind of pushes. So Solar in a pretty good spot. Yeah,
he's stabilized incredibly. He's doing fantastic work. He's up to 60 drones. Obviously going to be droning a lot more, trying to fill out that third base, get the 5th and 6th gases. And while that is all happening, only the third CC is only just finished for Dream.
Yeah, a couple more Banshees trying to come in here at the natural. First, he will be able to one-shot these drones, but not quite able to get many of these kills. But 2 Banshees will be pretty good against one of the Queens, but another one comes in to defend, and they will have to back off. And you just see the drones being pumped. Like you were saying, he's already up to 75. He's got 6 more on the way. He's got a pretty nice economy here. Can take that 4th base as well if he wants to.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see which one he's going to take. He can take the middle one. The creep spread is fantastic in the middle and towards even the left base. You know, he's kind of, his creep spread is really on point considering how much pressure he was under in the early game. And Dream has a lot of catching up to do in this game. He's going to be behind his up. They're going to keep pretty much even on upgrades as well, which is fantastic for the Zerg. As long as they kind of keep on par on upgrades to at least the end of 2-2, you know, they're doing very, very well for themselves.
Yeah.
Generally, they will fall behind when it gets to 3-3 because Zerg do kind of take their time transitioning to the Hive tech, to the late game. They want to stay on Ling Muta Bane for quite as long as possible.
That they do, and we do see the 4th base placement here for Solar is towards the right side of the map here. Did kill those rocks pretty early on. It's pretty good against stopping any kind of weird tank pushes, as well as, you know, taking that 4th base when you are comfortable. And this is very nice. He's got about 8 Banelings morphing near that 3rd base, and if Dream does not have a wall, if he's not paying attention, and we see there is no wall, there is a bunker here, but only 1 Marine in it, that's not enough.
That is not enough at all. This could do some serious damage if the Banelings are split from both ways. The SCVs will have no way to escape. Same time, we are seeing the Terran from the bottom kind of trying to stifle as much creep as possible. Oh, and they're not speed Banes, which is the only problem there, and they get cleaned up for 1 Marine in a bunker.
Yeah, I feel like it could have waited. I mean, only 7 seconds left on that Baneling speed as he started to go in. But just trying to catch Dream off guard before he had anything set up there. A nice try regardless, but he does throw away some gas.
Yeah, nice and quick there. Drilling Claw has already been upgraded as well, which is going to help out a lot when the Terran finally decides to commit to pushing. He might want to start doing it soon, though. That 4th base has finished for Solar, and Solar's War Machine, his production is up and running. His economy could not be better at this point of the game.
86 drones, man. He's gotten that 4th base at a great timing here. He's got everything he's wanting.
Oh.
He's just waiting for Dream to push her along the map, and here we go. The Baneling's already coming in, surrounding everything here, and the Terran just has to run away with his tail between his legs.
Yeah, that's actually fantastic timing because the rest of the forces were moving across the map to meet up with those Hellbats, and now he's wiped out the Hellbat count, essentially. Only 3 remain with the army, which is going to help out these Ling Bane, just essentially cleaning everything up.
Yeah. Well, Dream's not going to lay off the pressure yet. He knows he has to pressure this Zerg, and he's moving across the map once again. Picking up some guys in a medevac. May want to drop at the same time, maybe towards that 3rd base.
Generally, Terran will always want to try and drop at the same time, trying to split the Zerg forces up, distract them while the main army gets in position, sets up some Widow Mine, starts clearing that creep out towards that 4th base. But the creep is so good from Solar at this point. Ooh. Big hit.
13 kills there.
Yeah, that's probably a perfect Widow Mine hit. Still, we do see Solar essentially maxed out.
Yeah, he's just waiting at this moment. May want to even put on the pressure himself just in a bit.
Well, he is lined up for a perfect flank.
Yeah, look at this. He's got a line of Ling Bane and some mutas in the mix as well. Not so many mutas, just 10.
Yeah, kept it pretty light. He's wanted a majority of his Ling Bane, and here we go.
Not wasting any time, running right in. The Zerglings eat a lot of the Widowmine shots here as well. There was one Widowmine shot that was pretty nice, and Dreams Marines on the top of that ramp are getting some nice splitting here, but it just looks like a ton of Zerg pushing in here. The mutas for the follow-up as well should be able to clean up what is left, but with that Thor, we'll have to back off.
Well, I think Solar might have just overextended just a little too much there. They are on even supplies at this point. That Thor is going to help out against the mutas a lot. But Dream is going to have to wait for the army to kind of trickle across into that mid base. Same time, we do see that drop down bottom.
Yeah. Not doing all that much. Solar was pretty prepared for it, so is able to hold it off. Just taking a couple of Zergling hits there. And now the scan going off. He wants to clear this creep. You've been saying it the entire game. Solar's been very, very good with this creep. It's been spread all the way halfway across the map, so got to push it back a bit.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Muta's cleaning up that bottom left drop, which is going to really give him a peace of mind and some space to defend against anything the Dream is going to throw at his 4th base.
Yep, the one thing we are seeing is the 3-3 already started from the Terran, but Solar is pretty comfortable right now to just go ahead into Hive right away pretty quickly here. But, you know, like you did say, very, very comfortable in this game so far. Not really worrying about drops. He's been pretty good on the defense so far, so is going to go straight to that Hive.
Same time, though, Dream securing this 4th base. If he gets a planetary here, the game extends for an extra 5 minutes, no matter what, essentially. It is so hard to break this base, especially if you have Widow Mines with Drilling Claws. I mean, everything just helps out so much at that point onwards. 3-3, it's well on the way, and it should finish before anything else happens in this game. And a Sensor Tower, just going to help out even more defense. So essentially, Terran at this point, they're not trying to push the issue too much. Obviously, he wants to try and force the Zerg to the trade as inefficiently as possible, as much as possible. Here we go again. Solar going in from every single side.
Coming with the flank as well, and trying to get the good splits here is Dream. But again, a lot of Zerg to just split up everything, but it seems like pretty nice splits in general here.
Yeah, some really big Widowmine hits, and Drilling Claws just, it's so efficient. Even if you get caught out, even if the Zerg is coming from every single side, you do have time to plant them in decent positions. And still, these Mutas actually are really taking a lot of hits from Widowmines, Thors, and Marines.
I'm not sure if he meant to do that, just going straight into that huge ball. Some Widowmines, the Thor, and the Marines there. Some Zerglings getting caught out here as well. But Dream, again, he does have to reinforce here a bit. Does have to regroup before going for another attack. But this will give him some momentum again to clear up this creep. Make some future fights pretty good for him.
Yeah, things are looking better and better for Dream at this point. He has cleaned up all the creep around the 4th base. He is well on his way to 3-3. You know, he's at 80-90% now. He doesn't have to push too hard. He can just take position and trickle more forces in. And here we go again.
Zergling's pushing in. I think he just wants to trigger those Widowmines and then go in for the follow-up attack here. Are the Baneling hits good? They're decent, but again, a lot of the Marauders in the front taking a lot of damage, and the reinforcements here from Dream should be able to clean this up. The Mutas all alone once again taking a lot of damage here.
It's just not enough from Solar. Dream is just way too on point with the positioning, with the Widowmines, and the Thors at the back, just essentially cleaning up all the Mutalisks. And more forces are going to come across the map now from Dream, and I don't know if Solar has what it takes to clean this up.
Yeah, we got that parade push going on right now. He is on creep, and we do have a nice swell of Zerglings here, but is it enough? We got the reinforcements of Dream as well. The Widowmine shots are decent here as well, and there are just no more Mutas here, no more Zerg, and GG.
Wow, very impressive from Dream.
Very nice play, man.
Just straight up Solar gameplay, you know, going from that Hellbat timing into a macro game, just taking every decent position, trading very efficiently against Solar. And Solar, probably his biggest misstep there was, you know, keeping those Mutas in the fight a little too long. I think he might have mishockeyed them, or not pulled them back efficiently enough.
It definitely looked like a mistake. I mean, it wasn't even like he was trying to pick off a certain unit, like some Widowmines or anything. He was just fighting against Marines and lost a bunch of Mutas there. And I don't know, we were saying, you know, he was looking pretty